Yo, what's up, guys? And yes, Bitcoin is indeed pumping today. We're going to talk a little bit about how much it's going to pump, when is it going to stop? And of course, we have to talk about the Fed. The PCE numbers did come out and it signals bullishness. So let's talk about the whole pump thing right now. So if you haven't heard during my stream or during my last video, Cynthia Loomis has actually written or is starting to write a bill to make Bitcoin a strategic reserve. That is extremely, extremely bullish. And more than that, Donald Trump, I think, is going to mention it or even present it at his speech tomorrow. Now, Trump will be one of the last speakers. Loomis is going to preface him. And we've also gotten a leak that at a fireside chat tonight, she might actually kind of leak that news. But that's more for like people that are really in the know. For the people that really are just casuals, they're going to hear Trump speak. And if he mentions that Bitcoin's going to be made a strategic reserve, oh man, Bitcoin is 100% going up on that news. But will he mention Bitcoin being a strategic reserve? I'm not really sure, but I think there's a good possibility that he does, and that gets me very, very excited. So let's actually take a stock of the whole situation here. You have a Republican senator, a pro-crypto senator, mainly a pro-Bitcoin senator, writing that Bitcoin will be a strategic reserve. She's going to present it at the Bitcoin conference, and then everyone is going to know about it. And that's going to pump the price up. Then the potential potential next president is actually going to mention it as well. And obviously Trump has a lot of fans in crypto, and that's going to hype it up. So that's why we've actually had a pump today. And I think we might actually peak tonight or maybe during his speech tomorrow. A lot of my viewers are saying that his speech is going to be the sell signal. But the thing is, if during his speech he does say like, I'm definitely going to make crypto a US reserve or something like that, or if he's like RFK, I'm going to make the US buy like X million dollars worth of crypto, it's going to pump when he says that. Now, it's going to drop like a rock after he says that, most likely. And that's my prediction. It will pump like basically up until his speech. It might pump a little bit after his speech, but at tomorrow night, Sunday, Monday, it's going to drop. Obviously, the ETFs do open on Monday. I think Bitstamp and Co. will continue reimbursing on Monday, and a lot of those big Mt. Gox holders might actually be waiting for his speech to dump. Remember, there's $6-7 billion that they have in their hands that they can sell at any given time. Don't forget that point. And once they think the whole Trump speech pump is over, they might dump. So my guess is the dump will probably come sometime late in the weekend, possibly late tomorrow, Sunday, possibly Monday. But I do think there will be a major dump after this. I'm looking at 60,000, hopefully as the bottom line. I do think a pump up to 72,000 is 100% possible, or possibly even higher. We might actually hit a new all-time high if there's enough FOMO. But even if we do hit a new all-time high, I don't think it's blue skies right after that. I do think there will be a dump, and we could actually dump back to lower 60s or even below 60,000, depending on how many Mt. Gox people sell off and what the post-Trump speech is. Obviously, if he says Bitcoin's going to be a strategic reserve, some people might just want to hold on to that Bitcoin because it will be a strategic reserve, but that's neither really here or there. I still think there is going to be a sell-off after that. But I do think that there is a possibility that we're going to pump more, a very good possibility that we might actually pump more up until his speech and maybe even a little bit during his speech, depending on what he says. If he just makes it a pep rally, he doesn't mention the crypto bill at all, then it's going to be a big letdown. I think we're going to go for even a bigger dump than we thought, maybe down to 60K or so. But if he does mention it, does actually endorse everything, then that's a different story, and we might actually pump up more before we start coming down. But I do not think we won't have a letdown after that. But that's just my opinion. Obviously, I'm interested in what you guys think as well. In terms of the Fed, the PCE numbers are really good. Year-on-year PCE numbers, inflation down to 2.5, 2.6. Consumer spending is moderated at 0.3%. And these numbers are actually encouraging the Fed to cut interest rates in September. So it's all coming together. Even if we have a post Trump speech dump, which I believe it will, by the time we get like a September rate cut or possibly a July rate cut next week, which I don't think we'll actually get. If we get a July rate cut next week, we are definitely going up in my opinion. But by the time that September rate cut actually comes around, I think the market's already going to be in bullish mode. There might be a little bit of a pullback at that point because people are used to, when the Fed cuts interest rates, that means the market's going to go down. But I don't think that effect's going to be that big if it's even there. You know why? Because generally when we cut rates, the economy is already going downhill. And that's why they cut rates, to bring the economy back up. This time, it's not the same thing. The economy is not actually going downhill right now. The economy is actually fairly strong. In fact, the reason they haven't been able to cut rates so far is because the economic numbers have been too strong. And no, they're not really manipulating those numbers, because Jerome Powell and the Democratic Party have been looking for any excuse to cut rates. They don't want the numbers up so high, but the numbers keep being a little too high for them to cut. And that's why they haven't been able to cut rates. So, I definitely think that that's a big factor there. And when they actually do cut rates, people are going to breathe a sigh of relief, and bonds and money market investments are going to be less popular, which means crypto investments are going to be more popular. So that's a very, very good piece of news. And I'm hoping for more rate cuts before the end of the year. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.